Perfect. There you go. Move your head after the last punch, dude. Yeah. Again, get out of there.
Boxing pros are terrified by Mike Tyson's new training footage, sparking excitement for his impending showdown with Jake Paul. Even at 57, Tyson demonstrates unwavering power and speed during his pad work sessions, underscoring his enduring athleticism despite the passage of time. Upon the announcement of the impending brawl, Tyson fearlessly proclaimed his mission to halt Paul's pugilistic path. The disparity between the two is glaring, with Tyson often leaning on a cane for assistance in recent sightings. Additionally, Tyson's skirmish with sciatica in 2022 serves as a poignant reminder of the wear and tear time has wrought upon his once indomitable frame. In an interview with Greta Van Susteren, Tyson said, "I have sciatica every now and then. It flares up. When it flares up, I can't even talk." Even though a number of people are concerned about Tyson's health at this point, Manny Pacquiao still believes in Mike's skills. He recently discussed his thoughts on Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's bout. Manny said, "I don't think so," in response to a query on Paul's chances of defeating the 57-year-old Tyson. He then left his statement unanswered. The UFC icon Conor McGregor has dropped hints suggesting his reluctance to engage in this specific bout. McGregor seems to find little motivation in pitting himself against a retired legend, particularly facing off against a notably younger adversary like the problem child. McGregor expressed, "It's a bit strange. The interest is low, I don't know. I don't really understand it. I always root for Mike." Many fans, including the outspoken The Notorious himself, may find themselves leaning towards one side as the Paul vs. Tyson fight approaches. Using the moniker Tyson 2.0, McGregor alluded to his support for the redesigned Tyson.
Your thoughts on this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight?
Oh, geez, I don't. It's a bit strange. You know, is my interest? The interest is low, and I don't know. I don't really. I don't understand it. So.
Any difference between this one and...
I wish well for Mike.
We're gonna go. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yet, the question lingers. Will McGregor's forecasts synchronize with actual events? Meanwhile, amidst reports of Mike Tyson seen leaning on a cane, warnings from figures like Oscar de la Hoya are urging Jake Paul not to underestimate the former heavyweight champion. These admonitions reverberate from diverse sources, all directed squarely at the YouTube sensation. De la Hoya said, "Jake Paul, you say you want to be a world champion. You say you want to take this sport seriously. Then, take it seriously. What is this? This is not a popularity contest." Furthermore, Oscar de la Hoya stands firm in his belief that this upcoming event will present Jake Paul with his toughest challenge to date. While he holds some doubts about the match itself, Oscar emphasizes that the inclusion of Mike Tyson is bound to present significant hurdles for Jake Paul. De la Hoya added, "I'm actually praising Jake Paul for taking this sport seriously, because I really feel that if he fights the right fights and takes the right path to that world title, he can actually get there. I'm not sure, because it's up to him if he can win it, but he can get there." Truly, his paramount focus revolves around safeguarding the illustrious legacy of Mike Tyson, as he wrestles with the idea of Tyson stepping into the ring with a less formidable opponent. De la Hoya ardently vocalized his hesitation regarding the bout, though he recognizes the logic behind Tyson and his adversary seizing the moment. Despite harboring doubts, De la Hoya acknowledges that the fight is positioned to draw significant interest and yield substantial financial returns.
Through Mike Tyson, he's not gonna, he's gonna make a shitload of money. He's gonna gain more popularity on Mike Tyson's expense. Do I like it? No, because I love Mike Tyson.
Additionally, De La Hoya emphasized that Tyson's foray into the ring wouldn't be perilous, citing Tyson's past encounters with formidable opponents. He lauded Tyson's resilience, highlighting his sturdy chin, and voiced assurance in Tyson's capability to withstand 6, 7, or even 8 rounds. Nevertheless, De La Hoya couldn't shake off his apprehension regarding Tyson's legacy. He added, "It will not be dangerous for Tyson, because Tyson has been in the ring with monsters. He has a chin. I'm sure he can still go 6 rounds, 7 rounds, 8 rounds. But I'm just concerned about Tyson's legacy. As we count down the months until the much-anticipated showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul graces our Netflix queues, the problem child is already stoking the flames, throwing down the gauntlet to Iron Mike via Instagram. While Tyson offered a measured reply, hinting at the potential to knock him out, Paul has upped the ante, amplifying the exchange with a subsequent post on Instagram stories. Though fans admire the youthful fighter's boldness and self-assurance, it appears he may be underestimating the challenge presented by his opponent. Indeed, Mike Tyson's age of 57 might suggest a decline, but his legacy as a dominant force in the world of combat sports remains unquestionable. Boasting a remarkable professional record of just 6 losses in 58 bouts, with an astounding 44 victories by knockout, Tyson's reputation as a formidable contender precedes him. While casual observers may remember his quirky appearance in The Hangover, true aficionados recognize him as Iron Mike, a legendary presence within the squared circle. The recently released training footage only reinforces the enduring strength of his skills. Paul is banking on Tyson's prime being a distant memory, given his absence from the ring since 2020. However, success in professional fighting hinges greatly on training and prowess. Despite not being at his peak, Tyson's seasoned expertise remains formidable. It's noteworthy that even approaching 60, he upholds remarkable physical prowess. Tyson's distinctive edge stems from his unique game strategy. Even when faced with opponents trying to undermine him with taunts, he refuses to be drawn into their game. Instead, he offers candid assessments, like his recent critique of his son's choice to challenge Paul, revealing a nuanced grasp of the boxing landscape. His training footage only reinforces this, showcasing how he outmaneuvers even his own trainer with remarkable finesse.
Today was the day, you know. Play with fire, sometimes happen.
At 57 years young, Mike Tyson stands at the brink of an electrifying return to the boxing arena, preparing to square off against none other than Jake Paul. Yet, as excitement mounts, a tide of skepticism emerges among certain spectators, spurred by online glimpses capturing Tyson in a wheelchair. Questions arise about the wisdom of his comeback at this juncture in his journey. Nonetheless, Tyson himself had this to say about the matter.
I saw a picture of you. You were in a wheelchair. What was that all about?
Oh, I have sciatica every now and then. It flares up, and when it flares up, I can't even talk. No way. I did everything I was entitled to do in my career. There's nothing I regret.
It's hardly surprising if he's not exactly at his peak, especially as he nears his 60th year. Some fans are concerned about Tyson's return to boxing, especially after seeing him at a UFC event making the rounds on social media. Nonetheless, Tyson clapped back with a video clip flaunting his intense training regimen, and it's clear he's still got that edge after putting in some serious work. Paul's expectations could be rooted in the assumption that Tyson's prime has passed, given his absence from competition since 2020. Yet, in the realm of professional combat sports, triumph is frequently determined by one's dedication to training and mastery of skills. Despite not being in his peak physical condition, Tyson's wealth of experience remains unparalleled. Remarkably, as he nears 60, he maintains an admirable level of fitness that defies his age. Tyson's unique approach to the sport sets him apart. While his rivals resort to taunts to unsettle him, Tyson steers clear of such distractions. His insightful commentary on why seasoned boxers harbor animosity towards the Paul brothers showcases a depth of understanding honed over years of involvement in the boxing world.
Today was the day, you know. Play with fire, sometimes happen.
In the midst of the chatter, Frank Warren has boldly aired his sentiments on the impending clash between Jake and Mike. Warren passionately articulated his disbelief, adamantly asserting that such a spectacle should not even be on the horizon. He said, "First of all, I like Jake Paul. I like him a lot. He's a great promoter, and he's done well for a guy that's come from his background. He's not a guy like yourself or like me who has come from the tough side of the streets and came through boxing." He openly expressed his appreciation for Jake Paul, commending his exceptional promotional prowess and triumphs despite his unconventional path into boxing and lack of a challenging upbringing. Yet, Warren raised concerns about the prospect of Paul facing off against a 58-year-old Tyson, deeming it unsuitable. Warren further added, "He's done well as a prankster, and the majority of his fights were this YouTuber type of stuff. But a 58-year-old man, do me a favor. It shouldn't be happening." Having said that some of the stuff that comes on in this day and age, I can't believe how it's coming about. But it does, and these guys earn a lot of money from it. Warren reflected on the current landscape of the entertainment industry, marveling at the unexpected phenomena that capture public attention and generate significant revenue. While he admitted surprise at certain trends, he acknowledged that if regulated properly, with stringent medical oversight and competent officials safeguarding the participants, he wouldn't vehemently oppose such spectacles. However, Warren confessed that personally, he remains disinterested in such matchups. Warren expressed, "If it's properly medically supervised, and they've got some decent officials in there, and at times they can be protected from themselves, then who am I to criticize it? But for me, it's not something I have any interest in whatsoever." Meanwhile, the air crackles with anticipation as coach Rafael Cordeiro diligently readies the iconic Tyson for the epic showdown ahead. With fervor, Cordeiro foresees a rude awakening awaiting Paul at the grand stage of the AT&T Stadium. Cordeiro said, "This fight won't be a massacre. It's going to be a very technical match because we have a kid on the other side that can box and isn't afraid." He emphasized Tyson's devastating punches, confident that Paul would surely feel their force. Cordeiro predicts that once Paul encounters Tyson's sheer power, the trajectory of the bout will crystallize, adding an extra layer of anticipation to the event. Cordeiro further added, "Mike has such heavy hands, and it will be impossible not to touch Jake. Jake will feel Mike's hands, there's no other way, and that's when we'll have an idea on how the fight will go. It's going to be interesting." Moreover, he has been doing training sessions with Tyson.
Today was the day, Play with fire, sometimes happen.
Tyson strides into the ring, exuding confidence. Cordeiro remains steadfast in his belief that Paul's calm facade will crumble under Tyson's relentless assault, instilling a creeping fear in the younger fighter with each precise blow. He said, "Panic. Jake will panic. That's the goal. Our goal is to keep Jake in panic the entire fight, or for as long as he can take it." Cordeiro lauded Paul's journey in the boxing realm, emphasizing his transition from a YouTuber to a dedicated pugilist. He underscored Paul's commitment and evolution in the sport, asserting that he warrants recognition and respect within the combat sports sphere. Cordeiro added, "He's doing great fights against great champions, facing good opponents and building a relatively good career, not only financially speaking, but in terms of entertaining. And on the other side, we have Tyson, who carries many generations with him." According to Cordeiro's assertion, the clash between Tyson and Paul is officially recognized as a legitimate match in the professional boxing sphere. Commenting on it, Cordeiro said, "Unlike the first camp, Tyson won't be coming off 15 years away from the ring. He's been training ever since, and that makes all the difference. It's going to be good. We still have 4 more months for the fight, so he will be ready." Both the fighters' ages and the fact that Paul has been competing more regularly were noted by Cordeiro. Cordeiro added, "There's the age difference, and there's the factor that Paul is competing more often, but he's facing someone with enormous experience. Mike doesn't train for some time, and when he returns, the explosiveness, the movement, it's like he never stopped." In addition, Cordeiro acknowledged Jake Paul's actual boxing abilities and emphasized the value of technique above pure force in the impending fight. He said, "More than who hits the hardest, it's about the technique. Jake has good boxing. You can't say otherwise. He's winning the fights, and his loss is a split decision to a legit boxer, not a MMA champion, and that shows the kid knows how to box." Cordeiro voiced contentment with Tyson's present physical state, disregarding any apprehensions stemming from a 2023 footage showing Tyson with crutches, affirming that Tyson is presently at peak performance. Cordeiro said, "He has had a lot of back pain ever since he was a kid. We're always taking care of his back in training. He moves a lot to the side, and that takes a toll. And since he travels a lot, he was using that to help him posture up after being on flights for long hours." Amidst the passage of time, Mike Tyson remains a mesmerizing figure. Through his latest engagements on social media, Tyson crafts a compelling narrative of his unwavering strength and unyielding spirit. Implicit in his updates is the unmistakable message of his relentless resolve and capacity to inflict significant harm upon those who stand in his way. "The fun has just begun," Tyson tweeted on the first day of instruction. The emphasis of this video was on his using strong blows and dodging his training partner's blows.
It's day one, the fun just begun.
On the second day of training, Tyson tweeted, "I'm getting ready for you." In this captivating moment captured on film, Tyson's unparalleled strength commands the spotlight. As the footage draws to a close, a thunderous left jab from Tyson sends the mitts flying from his sparring partner's hands, a testament to his raw power.
Day two, I'm getting ready for you. One, two, three, four.
And on the third day of training, he tweeted, "You still want to f with me?" Here is the complete video.
One more. Day three, you still want to fuck with me?
Witness Tyson effortlessly demonstrates the art of hoisting and repetitively hurling a substantial gym ball to the ground, a rigorous maneuver renowned for its ability to challenge the resilience of the dorsal muscles. Joe Rogan's response to the announcement of the Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight has sent shockwaves through the realms of sports and entertainment.
Logan Paul actually does some wild.
It's really good.
He does some wild.
Really
They were
does.
Jumping off the top ropes and slamming into each other in the middle. Like, that's some serious athleticism.
Yeah, I tell them, both those kids are half tough.
The unveiling of this impending clash between Paul and Tyson has left audiences utterly astounded. In response to the criticism Jake Paul received on YouTube, Joe Rogan urged fans to ignore his celebrity and concentrate on his boxing prowess.
Yeah.
Take nothing away from them.
No, I mean, people want to take something away from them because they're YouTube people. I always tell people, just forget that Jake Paul is a YouTube guy and watch him box.
Yeah.
The kid can fight, 100%. And that Tommy Fury fight really showed that. I mean, it goes to a split decision against a legit undefeated boxer.
Rogan praised Jake Paul's performance against Tommy Fury in particular and confirmed his skill in the ring. But then he brought up Paul's altercation with Tyson.
Yeah. He doesn't, I'll tell you what, the one thing he doesn't want to do is fight Mike.
No.
Yeah, he wants to fight Mike, I think.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't give a if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape, too.
Oh, my God.
Mike trains every day.
Rogan weighed in on Mike Tyson's state and workout routine, highlighting that even at 57, Tyson continues to exude strength and prowess.
He trains with Rafael Cordeiro, who's a legend in MMA. He runs King's Mixed Martial Arts. And Rafael is a world-renowned trainer. When you see him holding the mitts for Tyson, and Tyson smashing the mitts, you're like, Jesus, that guy can still fuck you up.
He don't want.
Rogan was astonished by Tyson's peak physical condition and the cutting-edge methods used in his training and recovery regimen. He emphasized that Tyson's age should not be overlooked when considering his potential to inflict harm.
I want to fight Mike.
In this world with hormone replacement and vitamins and he does all this electrical muscular stimulation recovery stuff. Like when they were training Mike for that Roy Jones fight, like they were using state-of-the-art science.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a if you think he's 55 years old. That guy will hurt you.
Additionally, Rogan pondered over Tyson's recent bout with Roy Jones Jr., hinting at the possibility of an unspoken understanding to minimize head blows, given that Tyson predominantly targeted the body with his impactful punches. He underscored Tyson's enduring swiftness and strength, traits often retained by fighters even as they age.
If Jake Paul's on the other side of the ring and he sees Mike Tyson just bobbing and weaving, he's going to have a recognition. He's going to look over and go, oh my God, that's really Mike Tyson. Like, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm talking, it's still at 55. At 55, the power is the last thing to go, but the thing is the speed is still there.
Even though he's not at the peak of his physical prowess, Mike Tyson subtly suggested in a recent interview that he anticipates emerging triumphant, poised to raise his hand in victory. Tyson said, "It will be so easy. Jake's punches you can see coming a mile away. You can see that coming a mile away. I'm 55. I can see that coming a mile away. Tyson was convinced that a month of dedicated boxing training, adhered to diligently each day, would render him capable of taking on any opponent. His confidence suggested that he viewed facing the Paul brothers as within reach, all without the need for strict dietary regimens or elaborate preparations. He added, "I would beat Jake and Logan Paul. I'd go straight at them. There would be no boxing. The only thing I gotta do is be in shape. 30 days of boxing training every day, and I can fight anyone. If I'm boxing every day, I wouldn't even have to worry about diet." As Jake Paul basks in the limelight of his upcoming bout, Roy Jones Jr. stepped forward with a stark cautionary tale about the ferocity of Tyson's punches. Recalling his own encounter with Shane Mosley, Jones vividly described the sensation of a Tyson blow to the chest as akin to being struck by a charging mule. He emphasized the transformative impact such a hit could have, particularly on those unaccustomed to such forceful blows, predicting a swift departure from consciousness or a sudden descent to the canvas for any unfortunate recipient.
Mike Tyson's still the strongest puncher that I've ever been in the ring with, ever. At 55 at the time, now I think he's 57, about to be 58. He's still the strongest puncher I've ever been in the ring with. First time he hit me in my chest, I feel like a mule had kicked me in my chest. So if he hits anybody on the chin with a shot like that, they're going either out or they're going down, especially guys that are not used to being hit like that.
Jones pointed out that individuals such as Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, renowned for their larger stature, possess the resilience to endure such blows. Nevertheless, he cast skepticism on Jake Paul's capacity to withstand similar impacts, suggesting that while he might absorb a hit to the chin, it would likely prove challenging for him.
With the exception of people like Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, these guys are bigger and they can take it, but Jake Paul, I don't think he's going to be able to take that. It might hit him on the chin like that. We'll see, but it's going to be tough.
Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.